In last week's video, I spoke about how I was never going to sell this Nikon D750. And if you haven't actually seen that video yet, I'm going to leave it up here for you to check out just a little bit later on. But during that video, I discussed how the camera has an amazing dynamic range capability. And I took a particular example shot with the setup you see right here in front of me. This is the Nikon D750 with the Nikon 70 to 200mm f2.8G ED VR2 lens. Now, I got several comments from people. Some were rude and those were swiftly deleted, but some were quite constructive. A lot of people were saying how they just could not believe that that shot was actually real. Some people said that I'd lied. Some people said I was fake. Some people said that I'd used two shots and manipulated it in Photoshop to give the illusion that it was one shot. I can tell you right here that is not the case. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the raw shot out of this camera, I'm going to put it onto my laptop, I'm going to open it up in Photoshop, and we're going to post-process it, and you can see the results for yourself. Now this won't take very long. This is the shot here on my computer. I was shooting both RAW and JPEG on the day. Now firstly what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the JPEG and just bring that out to full screen. So if I lift up the brightness of the monitor and I just push in the middle of that nest, already you can see there is definitely a little baby kookaburra inside that nest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back out. I'm just going to drop that monitor brightness down to there. And what we'll do is we'll open up that raw shot in Photoshop. So here we have the raw shot open in Photoshop, and I'm going to save myself a whole heap of time here. I'm going to let Photoshop do most of the work for me. I'm just going to click on good old-fashioned auto. Then I'm going to go down to the lens optics. I'm just going to click on use profile corrections and remove chromatic aberration. Come back up to basic. Now I'm going to push in on that opening of the termite nest. You can just see a little guy in there. I'm going to lift up those shadows. There he is. And I'm just going to drop down the highlights. And I'm going to lift up that exposure. And there's our little baby kookaburra sitting at the entrance. Now, I guess with those comments from people saying that it was fake, that I was lying, that it was two images blended into one, I've got to take that as a compliment for the Nikon D750 realistically. And I guess that's the exclamation point I was looking for in that video. The fact that people can't believe that the shot was real is just a testament to the amazing dynamic range that the D750 has. And that's the reason why, or one of the reasons why, I'm never going to sell it. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to return to normal programming next week, and I'll see you then.